the average life expectancy of someone that lives in Nigeria, according to Google, is around 54 years old. So if you're 20 years old right now, you have about 40 years. The time is the only thing in this world that I'm never ever going to get back. The time I'm spending to create this podcast right now, I would never get it. Every second you're spending watching this podcast right now, you're never ever going to get it back. So you should take money for your time.
If you have a skill, I don't care what the skill is, and you're ready to make some extra money, then you want to pay attention to this podcast. So in this podcast, I have with me Praise Akinlami, a digital creator who does, 7 figures on a monthly basis selling information products. And yes, you heard that right. He does 7 figures on a monthly basis selling information products. And you too can do the same thing. So please stick around, guys. Hi, Praise.
Hi.
I saw on your Twitter bio, you said something about people who learn from you make at least, at the very minimum, $5,000 on a monthly basis. How true is that, please?
Well, like most or many internet marketers would say, results are not typical, but it's the calculation I've done on average. Yeah, that's the amount that most of my students make. And obviously, I'm talking about students that actually take what I say seriously. So, which means that if you take what I say seriously, there's a very high chance that you'll be among those people that I talked about on my bio.
So if you are willing to make yourself available and you put in the work, you're going to get the results.
Definitely.
So guys, you heard that. So this video is worth more than $5,000, and you're basically getting it almost free. So don't joke with this one, guys. Praise, tell us about your story. How it started out for you. Were you born a rich kid? Were you born in the trenches? How was it like for you in the early days?
If you say I should tell you about my story, it's going to be a lot. In fact, we're going to stay here for the next 4 hours. But I don't think you have that time. But I'm going to cut to the chase and all that. So I think I'll just pick out of what you said in the question. I'll say, okay, you asked, okay, were you born a rich kid? I was not born a rich kid, but neither was I born a poor kid. Yeah, I went to a private school when I was very young, and I think the SAPA started rolling in as I grew older. And the problem is that most Nigerian parents these days, they don't realize that there's a life after retirement. They're so engulfed in the whole civil service stuff. I'm not saying it's a bad thing; it's a very good thing. Yeah. But just that most of our parents don't have enough foresight to see after the time that they get retired.
Sure.
So they fail to set up things, which falls back to the foundation of everything I teach online, which is about probably starting a side hustle, starting your own business, or just having something that you have power over, because wealth is in ownership. All right, you cannot really not become a billionaire without owning something. Yeah. You can either you have a skill that you can market and earn billions, or you have a business that you can sell something and make billions. So obviously, because my dad, or let me say my parents, they did not necessarily have this backup for after retirement, and because I'm the last born in my family, so they had already sent all my siblings to all the whole best schools and all that. So when it was my turn, that was when retirement hit them. So I now had to go to a normal school just like everybody else. But at the beginning it was quite fair, to be honest. I wouldn't say, but the whole trenches thing came after my parents' retirement.
So that was when you decided that I have to do something about my situation and make money. It's amazing to think about the fact that because I've seen a couple of your stories, and myself and Praise, we go way back as well. So it's amazing that you've been able to go from 2020, because I know 2020
was it telling you?
Yeah. So you've been able to go from where you were in 2020 to where you are now, right? And then, if I heard you correctly, you said, so it's either by selling a skill or by selling a product. So I want you to tell us about that and how you were able to set up, right? And then how people out there can do the same for themselves and get results.
Okay, so basically, I lost my mom at a very early age, which was, I think I was around 6 years old then, and it was always my dad, and my dad is a chill guy. He tried, I will not lie, he tried so much. But in 2015, after he retired, he fell very, very ill, and that really affected him a whole lot. So he could not really do his fatherly duties anymore. So because of that, I now had to start living with some of my like relatives. I lived with like a lot of relatives before I now finally settled in with my aunt. And that's why I used to tell people that, oh, if your house is not conducive for you, just find one of your uncles or aunties, and live with them. Forget the fact that probably maybe, you have to do work or do chores, run errands. Those are just like the sacrifice you pay for them, like clothing, feeding you basically for that time being. So for me, like I was living with my aunt, and when I was now about to get into uni, all right, my aunt was like, I don't know, I think God just blessed her and told her that I did not get admission. I think that was like I think if I got admission immediately, I wouldn't have been where I am now. And so I did not get admission. So my aunt was like, oh, instead of staying at home, why don't you go and learn a skill, learn something, and she was not talking about digital skills. She was talking about me going to learn aluminium in one aluminium village where I'll be coupling windows and all those things. So I now thought that I don't want to learn aluminium, that I should learn something else. So she had a brother who was doing graphic design then. All right. So me, I was eating food. I was even getting fat, to be honest, because it's very, very easy to relax when you have somebody that is feeding you.
Absolutely.
Most times people just wake up when the situation becomes too bad. That's why I used to normally tell people that don't wait for a situation to get too bad, because then your thinking will no longer be clear. You start thinking based on desperation, and that's what causes a lot of people to get scammed. If you can take a step back and see, okay, let me calculate, let me actually know what this thing is actually about, you'll be able to identify if this is actually a scam or not, because you're not hungry. But if you're hungry, it's hard to make good decisions. That's why they say you don't make decisions when you're too happy or when you're too sad. You make decisions when you have an okay mood. That's why I don't make decisions when I go out to party, or probably maybe when I'm in somewhere where I don't feel happy. I make decisions when I just feel okay, because that way you're not having any sentimental whatever. You're clear-headed basically. So when I now started like learning the design thing, for me then it was just okay. My auntie said I should go and learn this skill. So I went to her brother's house. I was not so comfortable with it, and I was like, I'm not enjoying this thing. I left. I said I'm not learning again. You get. But when I now went to school, like the next year, I finally got admission. I scoped my brother. I think I saved some money and I bought a laptop then. Then school now started becoming very, very hard, because I told you earlier my dad had retired now. So like, bro, how will I do this thing? Like school was hard. Like my dad never ever sent, after 2015, 2016 rather, that my dad paid for my first school fees 100 level. He never sent me any money again up to these days. In fact, I'm the one sending me money now. And it's not that he's a bad person. He has retired. Like the money is not coming any longer, and obviously inflation.
So like after you paid your first school fees, you never didn't.
No, never.
So you completed.
I'll like, that's the thing about opportunities. I started writing scholarships.
Oh, okay.
So I wrote about like 7 scholarships. Looked like 7 scholarships, and I got one.
Oh.
And I got one. So that one scholarship was paying like 100k per year. So at least I had enough money to pay my school fees. The problem was, I don't think that money can cater for you. You could just pay my school fees one off. Where now was to eat. Okay, where will I see money? And my aunt has about 3 children, so she's taking care of her children as well. And I cannot be a burden. Obviously, living in a house alone is a blessing, right? So I could not be a burden. So I decided that okay, I was going to, find something to do. Then I remembered that I attempted to learn graphic design then. So I now took down my laptop. I bought that laptop to play game, not to do business. All right. So I now said that okay, let me take that laptop and let me see what I can do with it. So I started to learn Photoshop. Started to learn Corel Draw. I had all those stupid. When you're learning business, you focus on the stupid things. Oh, Photoshop versus Corel Draw, which one is better? Instead of you just fucking design and collect money, something like that. So I started like doing all those things, and that was how I was able to like, start from there. So that was like my main foundation. I started as a graphic designer. I was designing. I never designed for churches, because most times those churches wanted to like always emotionally blackmail me with God, and I don't like it. Like for me, business is business. Like if I'm serving God, I know I'm serving God, I'm investing in kingdom. But I won't design a flyer for you as a church and you come and tell me that it's God's work. No. So I avoided designing for churches. So I was designing for parties in school, elections, all those activities that they normally do in school. That's what I was doing basically. And that graphic design was my foundation, to starting before I now transitioned into marketing. Then I went to CBA marketing and I tried different stuff. I did crypto, forex, different things, and
Yeah. I mean, I particularly like the fact that through your journey, if there's anything I've picked out, is resiliency. The ability to, first of all, know what you want, detect when it's not going in alignment to what you want, pull out, and then have the resilience to keep moving and keep building. You know, from what your auntie wanted you to first learn to diving into graphic design, and then just figuring out that okay, I've milked graphic design enough, and now it's time to upskill. It's time to upskill. I beg your pardon. So phenomenal, really phenomenal. So let's talk about making money online, which is what a lot of our viewers are interested in. So how would you describe the process of? So let's assume in this context you have a skill. The people watching have a skill, right? They want to sell. Beyond selling their service to make money, they want to make money selling the skill passively, right? So how does that work, and how are you able to go? How are they able to go from where they are now to building an online business that pays them?
Okay, well, I strongly don't believe that everybody watching this video right now has a skill. So first, you have to learn. You have to learn. The natural order of things is you learn, then you remove the L in front of, learn, then it becomes EARN, earn, right? Then you start earning. So that's the natural order of things. But most times, most people, if I didn't say this now, some people want to start thinking. Some people want to start thinking that okay, they can just take this advice and go to speak them now and go and implement it. And that's when they will now come back and say, oh, this thing said it won't go, my God. So it's first the learning stage. You first need to learn and master the skill, because you cannot help somebody to achieve a particular result if you don't have the expertise to do it. Yeah. In fact, the reason why customers pay money is to get a transformation. The reason why businesses pay money is to get shit done faster. All right. So if you're marketing to a business, you just need to think about how you can help them get their things done faster. If you're marketing to a customer, you just need to think of how you can give them a transformation. Now, for somebody who already has a skill, so I'm assuming now that okay, you've taken this first advice. Now you've gone to learn the skill. Now you've come back
to learn the skill.
Yes, actually. Now you've come back and now you have the skill. Now you're trying to monetize it, which for me I feel is the easiest part. Because if you did the first one very well, you naturally attract people to you. All right. Yeah. But I don't bank on attraction. I don't bank on just sitting down and thinking that you know how to do this thing, because best known beats best. So even if you're the best in probably creating podcasts, and I'm the second best, but I go and tell 100 people that I am the best, and that you're actually the best, you're just sitting down here that you're the best. If you do an election, all right, those 100 people will vote for me and nobody's going to vote for you, because the 100 people know that I am the best.
Yeah.
Because I told them I'm the best. All right. So now to monetize the skill that you already have, all you just simply need to do is that you just need to tell more people that is what you do. And how can you do that? There are very different ways. You can run adverts online, which is quite expensive. If you're among the first batch of people that I told to go and learn the skill, it's gonna be expensive. The next thing you do free advertising, create content, and now is basically the easiest time to make money ever, because with you, one assistant, and an AI, you can literally start a full-blown agency.
An AI, exactly.
All right, but all you just simply have to do is that you need to tell more people that this is what you do. You need to find more people who need your services and offer those services to them. And it's all about you just basically talking to more people about it, or talking about yourself.
It's about playing the full game.
Volume.
You need more volume. You need more eyes.
More volume. Like somebody comes to me and tells me that, oh, I'm a video editor. Oh my God, I don't have a lot of customers. I tell the person that, okay, do you even have a portfolio? If I decide that, okay, I want to hire you today, how am I sure you will not mess the project up for me? Yeah. Do you have like a website where when I was a graphic designer, I created a website, lavitodesigns.xyz. I remember very well. The website is down now. Created a website and I hosted all my designs there. So anytime somebody just come and tell me, okay, I want to do design, I will not bomb the person's profile with pictures of like, I will just send him the link. And once I just send that person the link, the person is going to first he sees me as an authority because he sees me unique. He sees me as somebody that is different. Because nobody, I'm very sure that maybe in his years of hiring designers, nobody has sent him a website link. And I'm talking, this was in like 2016 or not now. Now there are websites everywhere. Then to build a website was actually hard. Unlike now. Now you can just go to ChatGPT and say, create a code, build a website for me. Oh my God, don't have a ChatGPT reply you. Oh my God, here's a website. Oh my God, it's so nice. You get that kind of thing. So like, it's much more easier now.
Just so people who might be like at the point where they have a little bit of money, but they can't invest in websites, you can actually use your social media as a portfolio. If you cannot invest in a website,
yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Let's go a little bit deeper into, because now you've addressed the idea of how you can monetize, in the sense that you need to be putting your stuff out there, getting a lot of eyes to see what you do, and then just intentionally play the volume game.
Yeah,
right? And people will come around as long as you are creating value and you're showing that you're an authority in your space. Okay, so now let's go a step further. So let's talk about how they can sell knowledge. Do you understand?
They sell knowledge.
Yes. So from packaging, what has to be done from packaging, and what considerations has to be put in place if you want to sell knowledge?
Okay, well, when you say sell knowledge, I think some people might not even believe that they know anything yet. So it might be complex for them. So now let me give you a typical example. If I am a very good graphic designer, for instance, and my friend here comes and meets me and tells me, oh, I want to learn how to do graphic design, I can charge him maybe 5,000 naira for him to come and learn. But obviously, time is the only thing in this world that I'm never ever going to get back. The time I'm spending to create this podcast right now, I would never get it. Every second you're spending watching this podcast right now, you're never ever going to get it back. So you should collect money for your time. You should be paid for your time whenever you have the opportunity. But if you want to do things for free, it's fine, right? Like what I'm doing now, it's fine. But most times, as you grow older, you get to realize that, in fact, the average life expectancy of someone that lives in Nigeria, according to Google, is around 54 years old. So if you're 20 years old right now, you have about 40 years to live. I'm not wishing you short lifespan, but that's just fact. It's just fact. So you should take money for your time. So if my friends, if I've invested a lot of time to learn graphic design, I don't see why I should invest more time to teach somebody graphic design and the person should not pay me. And obviously what that does is that it makes the person stay on his toes, because it puts value to it. Most people don't value things they get for free. They don't. But if you put a fee to it, all right, they will value it more. So that is basically what it means to sell your knowledge. So if you're somebody, maybe you know how to roast corn very well, and somebody comes and meets you, oh, I want to learn how to roast corn, like you can charge the person for it. So that is basically selling your knowledge. So now, for instance, me, I'm a very, very good marketer. Some people, and I make a lot of money from marketing. Some people come to me and ask me, oh, Praise, I want to learn how to do marketing. In fact, the kind of marketing I do now is called CPA marketing. So I want to learn how to do CPA marketing. I want to learn exactly how you make a lot of money online and all that. I'm obviously going to charge for it, because now think about it. If I have this is my friend, and I have maybe 1,000 other friends, how many hours do you think I'm going to spend teaching each and every one of them? So I'm simply going to put a fee to it and package the information. And when I say package the information, I might just record videos like this, explaining it, maybe 3 or 4 videos together, and host it on a website or put it on a Google Drive, right? And I'll go and tell people that
put it on a Google Drive.
Yes, you can put it on a Google Drive.
Like, meaning you're selling the Google Drive link.
Yes, just the Google Drive link. So like I can tell them,
meaning if they don't have money now, there's no excuse. They can just put it on a Google Drive.
Yes, you can just record the video the way, like with your phone. You can record the video explaining what. If I play a guitar now, for instance, you can do an online guitar class. Right? Go to your house, tell your younger brother to set up, to hold your phone for you. He holds it like this. He watches, he videos you, play the guitar, play it very well, teach them what they need to know. All those videos now, you upload it to Google Drive and extract a link from it. It's very simple, right? Then whenever somebody comes to you and they're, please, I want to learn how to play guitar, I'm going to charge you 40,000 naira for this. Oh, that's fine. and you're going to get a lifetime mentorship. And if you have any issues, you can meet one-on-one, maybe on a Sunday after church, and we play together so that and all that. Then you send him the link. He goes to his house, watch the videos, he learns how to play guitar, and he comes to you. Oh my God, you're the best. It's just, that's selling your knowledge. I've showed you how you can sell your knowledge if you're a graphic designer, if you play guitar, and even if you sell corn. I've showed you how to sell your knowledge. So that's exactly how.
So it's as easy as recording the content. First, you need to make sure you're giving real value. So don't just focus about making money, right? Then it's as easy as recording the content and putting it out on and hosting it somewhere.
Yeah.
And selling it
somewhere that other people can see it. And Google Drive is fine. There's Dropbox. There's Mega. I think Mega is good as well. Like so many platforms that you can just go and put it in the cloud there, and anybody else can access it. So
how do you? Okay, I think this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So how do you intentionally get people to your product? You've recorded this video, you've posted it on the platform, right? And now you want to make money, you want to sell it, you want people to buy it. How do you get people? So how do you get these audiences to see it, engage with it, click on your link, and then somehow buy?
Okay, that's the problem that a lot of people face whenever they start any new business. Oh my God, I don't get customers and all that. The thing is, the reason why you don't get customers is because you're not making enough noise about your product. All right. If I decide to start selling for in my local area, if I want to start getting customers from day one, all I simply need to do is I just need to go outside and start shouting that, oh my God, I'm selling for. But most people will be ashamed to go out and tell people that, oh, they're selling for. Despite the fact that they know that, okay, this business is what puts food on your table. Like, I don't understand how you're ashamed of what puts food on your table. You should carry it on your head like your life depends on it, because you don't need to die. Now, how exactly do you make enough noise about your product? You can just simply, like, a good way is by making content. That's if you're not selling a physical product, good physical product. But let's start if you're selling something online now, for instance. A good way is just simply making content.
Okay.
If you don't know how to make content, you might get lucky and one of your posts goes viral and you're made. It has happened so many times. Yes, and you're made. It has happened. Like, look at those Chicken Republic guys, those guys that were dancing or whatever. In fact, they were not even necessarily selling anything. In fact, I feel Hilda Bassi's world record is very, very good for her marketing, because now I never knew that Hilda Bassi's mom had a restaurant here in Abuja, but now I know, and there's a high chance I'm going to patronize her if I need something. In fact, that's the only name ringing in my head if I think, okay, where are people that do restaurant stuff in Abuja, because of Hilda Bassi, and it's just about putting out more content about your product as much as possible. All right. In fact, you need to even go and specifically learn how to create content for your business. And there are a lot of courses out there. You can learn from him how to create content, to promote your product as a business. If you learn that one alone, you don't necessarily have any issue when it comes to selling your product and doing all those things.
Absolutely.
And you can also run ads if you have money to spend. I believe like you should, if you have maybe 100K to spend on your marketing, because obviously, you have to understand that the only reason why Dangote is much richer than you is the fact that obviously he's well connected than you, number one, and he has more money to spend than you. So if you're willing to spend a particular amount of money in your business to get a particular amount of result, you get the result. Absolutely. You get the result.
Absolutely.
So you can go ahead and you can learn advertising. That's why I'm telling you, it all starts with, you have to be ever ready to learn. It's like you going back to school again, because at every point in time that you face a problem in entrepreneurship, there is a course or someone or a network or a circle you can get into to solve that problem.
Yeah.
So you just have to always be ready to, okay, oh, I'm ready. Let me learn this. Yeah. If in my business now, let's say I'm having an issue with graphic design, or when I'm having an issue with my videos, I can go ahead and learn video editing and solve that particular issue. But obviously, at my level now, I will most likely just hire an outsource, because I can afford it. But if you cannot afford it, it's just, if you want to like get more customers, you just need to put out more content so that more people can see you. And most people don't know necessarily, they don't know how to put all those content, and that's where you need to ask professionals to teach you, or just observe your competition. What is your competition? Your competition that is doing better than you, that's somebody else that is doing the same business as you. What is it doing that is making him get more sales than you? Just copy and model. Everybody's like, once you find out something that is working, just copy it and do it.
Purpose. Yeah.
So that's just it. Just put out more content. Talk to more people about your businesses. You know, when people come out and tell me, "Oh my God, I cannot convince anybody. Oh my God," is it that there are two reasons? Is it that you don't care about your business enough, all right, or you have a bad product? Because I don't think you feel bad talking to somebody about something that can genuinely change their lives.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. So if I know that probably maybe if you do this thing, it's going to change your life, I don't think I should feel shy telling you about it.
Yeah.
So probably maybe your product is not good enough. That's why you don't have enough confidence to talk to people about it. That's why you see that most pastors have very strong confidence, because the product is God. God is perfect. You understand?
Yeah.
So that's just a way you can think about it.
Yeah. Wow. Phenomenal, Praise. Phenomenal. So guys, I mean, at this point, I think if you're really serious about making money online, you already know what to do. You can as well just stop the video now and go and implement what you've already learned, right? But Praise, there's something that stood out while we're having a conversation. Me, I like me. I love me, right? And then you said something about if you're lucky and if a video of yours goes viral, then you've made money. I'm like, okay, how does... And you also said, even if you don't have something you're selling, I think that was part of the thought. How does virality equate into money?
Okay, basically, now this is how it works. Okay, I'm going to use Hilda Bassi as a typical example, because I believe you guys understand analogies more than a marketing grammar that I almost likely use. Now, let me ask you this question. Before the Guinness Book of Records, did you know Hilda?
I didn't.
I didn't as well. So there's a 95% chance that you didn't know who Hilda was. But as soon as she got viral, you knew that she had a business into cooking. You know, for me now, I got to know that her mom has set up something here in Abuja. Those are opportunities. Yeah. And because of this challenge that I'm not asking to break world record. Don't go and do kissathon or sexathon.
Please, not another turn.
Not another turn. So I'm not asking you to. If you have a world record, you can break. Go ahead, all right. But just make it nice. So, like, you can see the amount of opportunities that just open. I heard somebody's like sponsoring something, a trip abroad or something. There are companies that are now sponsoring her. You can see the amount of celebrities that and we're living in an attention economy where everything is based around attention. The more attention you can get, the more you can turn that into money, because people are currencies. They say your network is your net worth. All right. Then it used to be you just probably how many people do you know and all that. Now it's most likely how many people know you. So the more people that know you, there's a high chance that brands are going to even start reaching out to you. Oh, please help me promote this stuff, because brands, them too, they want to reach out to more people. So if they now know that, okay, like, people know you, they will now go ahead and they'll pay you a lot of money to just make posts for them or something, just because you're now viral. Okay, so that's how virality can help your business. Like, just maybe a simple content you do. You talk about something, everybody's rushing to your profile to go and follow you, and as they get to your profile, they're seeing links to probably your store where you're selling books, or your store where you're selling whatever. I don't care what you're selling, but that virality is going to like give you a serious pump, and obviously if your product is good, like I said, and you have various products, people always come back to buy.
Absolutely.
So like when I say you're made, like you're actually made. So it's just, and the only thing the mistake that will happen to you in this life is for you to go viral and you have nothing to sell to these people. Because if you end up going viral and have nothing, that's just, you never know when you're going to go viral again. Okay?
Yeah.
This guy that sang Upon Gundam Style, do you remember that song?
Yeah.
I think that was almost how many years ago?
A couple of years ago.
He sold out a stadium, I think last 2 weeks, right? Singing that same song.
He sold out a stadium.
And that's literally the only song that we know that he has sung. So
I
imagine
don't even know his
imagine that he was probably maybe not taking music seriously then, or he was not doing shows then. That virality would have gone and would have just known him and to just pass.
True.
So that's why I'm saying it again that the worst thing that might happen to you is for you to go viral and you cannot tag that virality to anything. You are not selling any product, you are nobody. You're just viral for no reason. Doesn't make any sense.
It's a waste. You need to be intentional about this whole thing, right? You're putting out content, delivering value with the hopes that when you go viral, it just kind of kick roll from there. Final thoughts. Phenomenal, Praise. Phenomenal. This, I can't pay you enough for this video. This is what millions literally. Thank you very much. So final thoughts on virality. What are some advice, some tips based on, because you had a couple of videos that have gone viral. If I can remember vividly, we talked about you going on TikTok before you went on TikTok, and then you went on TikTok, and in 2 months you had exploded on TikTok. So what would you say aided that growth on TikTok? So are there any secrets to creating viral content?
Well, the secret to creating content that would likely go viral is relatability. It's a more word, relatability. We need to talk about what a large chunk of people can relate to.
Yeah.
So, for instance, if I come to talk about how bad COVID-19 was, I know they are the top 1% that COVID-19 never affected, because even while the whole lockdown was, they were still flying in jets.
Yeah.
But there's a large audience of people that were affected by COVID-19. So any content I talk about around COVID-19 might go viral. All right? Or if I talk about probably if I'm targeting the millennials now, and I talk about how Indomie used to be big in size, but now it's very small. Most people can relate to that. That's most millennials basically, not these Gen Z guys. You understand? They can relate to that. Or maybe I talk about have you ever peeled orange and the juice enter your eye? Something, that's something that happened to a lot of people. So whatever industry you're in, you should try as much as possible to make it relatable to a large chunk of people. Because let me tell you, the reason why Kabilem's videos goes viral is because he talks about people, what people mostly experience in their day-to-day life. And one of the reasons why it goes super viral is because he does not say anything. So there's no language barriers when these platforms are showing it to other countries.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. But obviously you might not be able to create content without talking. It takes a lot of creative energy to do that. But you can just simply talk about something that everybody can relate to. You can talk about the government. Talk about how good Nigeria is, for instance.
If I'm to drop back to what you said initially, sometimes it doesn't have to necessarily be around your niche.
No.
It can just be that thing that would explode you, give you more visibility.
Yeah, there are different types of content basically. So you can create a content that can give you visibility, then obviously you need to create content that speaks to a specific kind of people. So for instance now, if I come here and I start speaking in tongue, I'll most likely get listeners to watch my videos. Because I'm speaking in tongues, it's unique to Praise them. If I come and start reciting quotes from the Quran, I'll most likely get Muslims to watch my video.
Yeah. So,
if you're selling probably maybe agbado, for instance, you might talk about how corn is sweet with honey and butter. Alright? You most likely get corn lovers to watch your video. Alright, so those ones now, the corn lover video now is specific to people who love corn. So I'm not expecting too many traction. That's I think that's one of the reasons, some people's social media ambitions, like why they don't stay why they die, why their social media ambitions die. Because they're talking about the content, they're talking about something that has a very small market and they're expecting plenty of views. You most likely won't get that. But if you talk about football now, like the content can easily go viral because we have a lot of football lovers, inside the country and outside the country that resonate with that content. If I now come and talk about how to make oha soup, for instance, I'm not expecting my video to go viral in USA.
Sure.
Alright, because we don't even need oha soup. So that's how those are the things you have to put in mind. So the whole idea is just create content that people can relate with. Yeah. Create content that people can relate with, and you'll be fine.
So there you have it, guys. Now you don't have any excuses. You can literally take your businesses without you don't even need too much money to start. So if I'm to recap, create a lot of content. First of all, master a skill. Make sure you are a master at something, right? Then create a portfolio. Have a couple of stuff you've done to defend your mastery.
Show people that are really good.
Exactly. Then you want to start becoming an authority by creating content and solving a lot of problems in your space. Free ads. Then you can then begin to sell your knowledge. And also think about how to create viral content to give you more exposure. Praise. Amen.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for turning up.
It was beautiful.
It was indeed. It was an amazing session. Alright, there you have it, guys. See you guys in the next video. And follow me for more content.